The NHL season begins tonight. That's right. And I was supposed to have a preview. Terrible job on my part, but that's okay. Because what we're going to do is going to piece this together. We're going to break this down by storylines, my over-unders, my Stanley Cup final prediction, etc. So let's start off with the top storylines. Number one, the Florida Panthers. They're going to go for a three-peat. Hasn't happened in over 42 years. Really 42 when you think about it, but it will be over 42 considering that the Islanders did it in 1983 when they won 4 straight cups. But considering that Magic Tkachuk is going to come back to December and their captain, Alexander Barkov, he's done for the year with a knee injury, you have to wonder whether or not this team is going to have the legs, no pun intended, to get back to a cup final, considering that they've already been to 3 straight and they've won the last 2. That's number one. Number 2 is Edmonton. And the reason why I bring them up is because Connor McDavid just signed a 2-year extension, which means he's not going to be a free agent until after the 27-28 season. So he's pretty much telling Edmonton, you have 2 years to get this thing straightened out, that he passed on the big money or at least was unable to get to become a free agent after this year, which he would have been in his case. And considering the money that Kirill Kaprizov got from Minnesota, he's giving them technically a hometown discount. So now Edmonton has to do whatever they can in order for them to get back to a cup final. The other big storyline, I think, the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, you say, Hurricanes? How's that? Well, they made 2 big acquisitions this offseason. Keandre Miller being one, a defenseman, if you remember, he was on the Rangers. And then they also got Nikolai Ehlers from the Winnipeg Jets, which, to me, they needed to have that bona fide star. Because the Hurricanes, although they're very good, steady lines, etc., but they were not spectacular. Now with Ehlers in the mix, they're spectacular. And they could be, I guess a lot of people are thinking that they could go to a Stanley Cup and win the whole thing, considering that they have the pedigree and they've been to the Eastern Conference Finals the last 3 years. So I could talk about the Maple Leafs. No, I'm not going to get into them. I could talk about Alexander Ovechkin, 900 goals and then some. He's 3 away from 900. How far does he go? Is this his last season in Washington and in his illustrious career? That's another big storyline that you have to talk about going into the season. And other than that, I would think that it's very top-heavy out west, and the east not so much. Yes, you could say Florida, yeah, maybe Tampa, and you would think Carolina, but out west you have Dallas, you have Colorado, you have Vegas, you have Edmonton, you have a lot more teams, even Winnipeg. A lot of people think Winnipeg is still going to have a big year despite the fact that they lost Ehlers and a couple other people through free agency. So those are the big storylines to me going into this 2025-26 NHL season. Up next, my over-under win totals for the year.